Dorian with TJD Graphics here, and I'm here with another video. I'm just going to show you my latest 8.5 by 11 print that I created over the past. I've been working on this for like the past week and a half maybe. So if you've been following me on social media, you've seen a little bit of what I've been doing on this. This is my Bride of Frankenstein sexy pinup 8.5 by 11 print. So what I'm going to show you right now is I'm just going to show you I'm just going to kind of walk you through the design and walk you through the idea of the actual creation of this. So this design goes back quite a few years. I had an idea. I had this vision that hit me of like a sexy version of the bride, with the hair laying down as opposed to standing up like we normally see her. I wanted something very seductive, but in my style. Not too much, not showing too much, but just enough to let you know what's going on. So I knew the look that I wanted, so I sketched it out. Came out pretty much with this, except the original drawing it goes down to like her, I want to say her thigh. So you're getting a little bit of her backside, showing exposed a little bit, and it's like the bare skin. It's like I guess like a stole or a mink. She's holding on to it. You get a little bit more than you do here, but I decided that I wanted to focus more on the upper torso, so I took out the bottom part and just focused more on the what you see right here. So that way you get a lot more detail in the face, and you can focus on the face more. Yeah, so that's what I did when I created this, and after a while, I kind of just pushed it away a little bit because I wasn't heavily into my digital art creation as much as I am now. So now I'm able to go back and really work on a lot of my older pieces and work them and get the effects that I want, as opposed to like maybe 10 years ago. So getting back to the concept. So I said, okay, I had an artboard sitting around in my iPad folder, and I said, okay, let me work on this some more. So I started working on it, and I kept working on it a little bit, add more to it. So finally, I said, yeah, this looks pretty good how it is. I'm really liking it, really into it. So I said, I just want to go on and finish it and get it done. So I said, what would look good in this? So I had a layer that I had a full moon on. So I clicked it, I opened it back up, put the opacity back on there so it's on there, so that you could see it, the visibility, so that it was actually in the picture. So I said, okay, I settled on having the full moon in the background. I did have a lightning layer that was flashing behind her on the other side, but it kind of overpowers it a little bit because it takes away from her, and I want her to be the focus and not everything else around her. So I kept the lightning layer out, and I said, okay, I want to go with the full moon, um, just to give it add to the ambiance, because at this point in time, there's nothing in there but the sky, and that's it. Basically, you just have this dark blue sky, and that's it. There's nothing else in there. So I said, okay, let me put the full moon back in here. You got that. And if you see a lot of my monster artwork, I have a lot of full moons and bat silhouettes, but I like that. That creates that ambiance, that horror type ambiance. So I said, okay, so I need some bats in here if I'm gonna have the full moon, because I need to have the silhouette of the bats flying over, flying around the moon. So I said, okay, let me draw some bats up in here. So that's what I did. I started working on some bats, got the bats the way I wanted them to, moved them around, tweaked them a little bit. Said, okay, this is it. I like this. I like this. I'm getting to the point it's almost done. So I took a step back, I looked at it, and I really liked it. And I'm like, it looks like it's still missing something. So I put the lightning in there, and I said maybe I should leave the lightning in there. I said, nah, it's still too overpowering. So I dropped the lightning again. So I said, what would look good, because what was bothering me at this point in time was I had so much going on one side as opposed to the other side. Because if I didn't have the clouds in at the time, so all you had was her, the full moon, and the bats flying over the full moon, the silhouette of the bats flying over the full moon. That was it. So you had all of this going on one side and nothing behind her. Okay, so I said I need something on this other side, and that's where I started, thinking maybe I should put the lighting back in there. But I'm like, nah. What I said, oh, I know what would really look good is if you look at the way I have the bats flying over the moon. They're kind of like curving. They're going with the roundness of the moon. the shape of the moon. And if you ever seen a swarm of bats, you see how they fly and they do that, they curve, they do like that S curve thing, just like a swarm of birds. So I said that would look really cool if I took it and I made it look like there's a swarm of bats behind her, but they're flying behind her, and you can see there's the ones above, the ones on the side of the moon are approaching, they're getting closer, and then you have a group of bats behind her on the other side, but they're a little bit smaller, so it looks like they're flying up over, they're gonna all fly up over her head. So you have the smaller ones on one side coming up behind her, and then you have some more behind her which you couldn't see, and then the ones coming out that are flying above the moon. So it created that it gave me something to put on that other side to fill it up. That would go great with the picture. And I said it gave me a chance to draw some more bats. So I said, okay, yeah, I could do that. So I sat there, messed around, pulled up some pictures of some bats to give me some inspiration, and just kind of started drawing them in there, and came up with a nice little extra set of bats on the other side. And as you can see, they're there. As a matter of fact, I'll go in and I'll zoom in on those. Let me get the zoom tool. And oops, let's go back in there. So let's move this over because I don't want my webcam to be blocking anything. So we'll go in. So yeah, that's that. These are the bats I put in uh, for this side. And then we'll go over to this side over here. And these are the bats I put in the first time. So yeah, they came out really good. Nice little silhouettes, really simple shapes, but they're bats because you can see it. And you come over here and you got the other side of the swarm or the flock. I don't think you call it a flock of bats. I think it's a swarm of bats. So yeah, so you have this other side over here where the bats are coming in. So let's go on and zoom out here again. So yeah, so I had my bats in on both sides. So now the composition was pretty much right for me, but it looked right to my eye. There was a nice composition. Everything was set up nicely. So then after that, it still looked like it was missing something because like I said, I just had the sky, the moon, and I had my bats, but that was pretty much it. So I grabbed a brush tool, went into the back. I decided I wanted to make the background below her coming up to her shoulders a little bit, just a little bit dark. Just throw some shapes in there just to give it some more texture, to give it some more, to add to the ambiance. Because at this point, like I said, I'm just trying to add to the ambiance around her, not to overshadow her, but just to add to the atmosphere of the picture. So I just threw in some shapes, make it look like a little bit of shrubbery or something in the background. Could be some mountains or whatever, but just enough to give you something to look at. Okay, and then last but not least, I came in with the I think it's the luminescence, or I think it's either the element or the luminescence brush tools, and I went in there and I grabbed I think it was the cloud brush tool, and I went in there and I just added some clouds here and there, just enough, just to, like I said, I put some behind the bats to further kind of make the bats pop out a little bit. And so yeah, that worked on both sides, because the bats on the other side, the second set of bats I put, the smaller set, they needed to have something to make them pop a little bit, but not too much. So having the clouds behind there did just enough to make those pop. So that was fine. That was great. So at this point, everything looks good. I said, okay, I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this design. I'm gonna leave it like this. And I ended up taking what I call my signage, which is my name right here. I had it located right here, and I took it and I brought it up in the original drawing. And I had it, like I said, I had it here, but I brought it up here because it kind of just like, it made it pop a little bit better, because it was off of the character. So I did that before I imported it and brought it over, opened it up as a smart object in Photoshop here. But yeah, so everything looks good. My atmosphere, I got the spooky vibe to it. I got the beautiful bride there. She's giving you a little show. Not too much, but just enough. And she's got the little seductive, little innocent kind of little thing going. Got the hair flowing around the shoulders. Got the white in her hair. Looks really good. And yeah, so this is it. This is my latest print that I've created with this drawing, and I'm very happy with this. It took a long time for me to finally finish this, because like I said, this drawing has been in existence for a while. It's been in existence for a while. But this is, I was finally able to. I had the tools and the know-how at this point to do it the way I wanted to do it, to do it justice. And yeah, this is it. So I'm happy with this. I've already got it ready to go. I printed out one on just a mock printout on my printer, my trusty HP printer right next to me. Came out great. I did it on high gloss photo paper. Oh my God, it's beautiful. So yeah, so when I finally go to do prints and add them to my 8.5 by 11 print binder for when I do my shows. Yeah, I'll be all ready. I'll have this print ready to go with my with the rest of my monster art. I'm gonna do an 18 by 24 inch poster print of this. I'll have this one available. So I'll have it in stickers, 8.5 by 11 and 18 by 24 prints. So that's my standard. That's what I do as far as all my artwork. I try to have everything in, full poster size, small print, and a sticker, and even magnets sometimes. So you never know. I might do a magnet this one. I don't know. But yeah, so that's it for now for this. Yeah, this is my Bride of Frankenstein sexy pinup 8.5 by 11 print image. And as you can see, I only have two layers over here, and that's because this is just to be able to create a PDF print so that I can print it off. This is not trying to add to the artwork or anything, so I only need two layers. The main layer, which is the artboard, which is this layer 0, and then the actual artwork that I open as a smart object. So all I have are two files for this. I have the PSD file, which is the native file for Photoshop, and then I have the PDF file, which is the one I used to print off of. So now I have this to print off of when I need it to, so I'm done with this. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you learned a little something. I gave you a little background on this picture, this design. If you like it, hit me in the comment box. Thanks for watching the video. Check out more of my videos on my YouTube channel. Visit my website, tjdgraphics.com. Again, that's tjdgraphics.com, right here on my hat, for more of my artwork and info on me, Torian Dedman Sr. I'm the artist, the illustrator, the master of what I'm doing here. So hit me up at info@tjdgraphics.com if you have questions, you want to reach out. Yeah, and just send me an email, say hi, whatever. You love my art, you hate my art, whatever, doesn't matter. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm out into the next video. Hope you like this. If you're interested in purchasing this piece, hit me up, info@tjdgraphics.com. I'm out of here into the next video. All right, see ya.